Good evening, it's a Sunday, and guys, you know what? I love these settings because I feel like I don't have to overthink things. So I'm just gonna record. I hope you guys are good. Welcome back to my channel, and if it's the first time, my name is Tato. This is a channel where we are about all things conversations. Guys, I just want to ask, are we even supposed to be dating in 2023? I think at some point we need to inquire of the Lord, guys. Because what we really need to get things together. We really need to get it together before God just presses the reset button. It's just that he made a promise and he's just not gonna go back on his word. But I think there are little things that let us know that, you know what, he's just there like, I'm sick of y'all. I'm sick of how you are doing things that I've not created. And it's so heartbreaking that I find I'm a woman. I'm going to speak about men at times, and I'm a woman. I'm going to speak about women in terms of things that we go through and things that I see. So I don't want people to be like, not all men, blah, blah, blah. I know. But if you look around you, you know, I'm not talking about even the wider sense of things, but if you look around you, you see how many breakups are going on. You see how much men just feel so relaxed about their role, and it's so heartbreaking, guys. Mina, I'm pro men. Like, I love men. There's never a time where I see myself in a world where there's no men and all of those things. I'm not that type of woman. I love a family structure. I love community. I love men and women being together because I know and understand the strength and the power that comes with that unity, you know. So I don't know, but the way things are, and it's like there seems to be no effort from the men, you know, to do things, no effort to keep things in place. Instead, it's like, I want to embarrass you and I want to see how far I can embarrass you. I don't know if it's maybe what we women have, or what society has been pressing upon us in terms of being independent, because I see men not doing enough. Like, there is zero effort in trying to keep the family together. There's zero fight. You know, previously you would see people that, you know what, this person is fighting for his family. He's done a mistake, he's made a mistake, he's realized, and he's fighting for his family, or he's still continuing cheating, but there's somewhere where he draws the line, a moral line, where he's like, you know what, not with my family type of situation. But with the men that we see and the things that I see around, I mean, I've got so many scenarios. I just don't want to say a lot, but there's so many of my friends that are going through so much in terms of breakups and misunderstanding. I'm not going to exclude myself in saying that I've got maybe got it together or whatever, but it's just the pattern that I'm seeing. And I don't know, guys, can we work together? Men, what are we doing? Or are we enabling you guys by being independent to a point where you feel like you need to relax in how you make decisions? You feel like you need to relax in being or thoughtful for the family and being a leader. I don't know about you guys, but I love a man that leads. I love to follow someone that I can see that, you know what, this person I can bank on, because even if we can go hungry, this person is gonna go out there and make sure that things are done. I'm not talking about illegal stuff, but you can see and you can know and you can see a man like that, you know, even with things that are broken maybe in the house, you can see that he's not relaxed. If something is just crooked or whatever, he's gonna stand up because it's something that is bothering him, because he wants the well-being of his family or the protection of his family to be like stable, you know. These days men would literally look at a ceiling and water would just run down. And I'm talking about stories that I hear obviously from peers and friends, where a man would just, there would be like rain and he would just let things drip until a woman would actually stand up and be like, hey, is it possible for us to, or there's no food in the house, or someone being careless with finances, you know, a man being careless with money, and it being a woman ends up being the one that suffers, stands up with her salary and controlling the household while the man feels zero, nothing. A man that Men these days even quit their jobs, when they feel like their boss or they don't get along with their manager. They just easily quit their jobs. There's nothing that is of a fight that feels like, yo, I can't afford to do this because my family. I can't afford to do this because I want to get married. For example, if you are dating, and I don't know, maybe we women are expecting too much, maybe in the dating phase, where we want to see men up. I don't know, guys. Yo, please help me figure this thing out, because I'm seeing it's becoming too much. And it's so crazy that even yesterday, I think yesterday, I saw Cardi B's not rant, but she was heartbroken and she was speaking on live and stuff like that. I don't really care much for their relationship, but somehow I got triggered by, when she said, this man doesn't care, I'm going through insecurities, I'm being vulnerable, and at this time that I'm in, this is the moment where he's supposed to be stepping up, and instead he's like, nah, I'll show you. And I've realized that men these days do that. When you express to someone that you are feeling emotional, you are feeling vulnerable, insecure, they make you feel like insecurity is a bad thing for a woman to have, or for you to actually say that you are insecure. It's not like I'm like that all the time. I'm just feeling away. Can you please support me? Instead of doing that, they're going to want to make you feel like you're crazy for being like that. Or it's like, why are you even insecure? And it's like, please cater to the softness of my feelings. So I don't know. And I'm going to take it maybe to scripture, because there are things where I'm like, ugh, I see scripture saying that, a man must love his wife. And I know maybe we just want that through dating, to see how a man will be able to love when it comes to marriage. And it seems like that's not the case. Like, men are not sacrificing the way it says, but he will lay down his life. Men do not want to lay down their life. They don't want to sacrifice. Instead, somehow the roles are reversed, where they want to be loved, and we somehow need to receive respect, because we are the decision makers now. We are the ones that are heading households. So there's no even space for us to be soft. There's no space for us to cry about things that women cry about. I don't even know if you had to be a woman and cry about periods and hormones and all of that. Are they even trying to understand that, or even trying to cater to that? Or it's like, because the roles are reversed now, you have to be the strong one. Whatever you are going through, you just have to keep it together. And they can just break down and just fall apart and be like, what about me? And throw tantrums. Like, it's like, oh. So what must happen, guys? What must happen? I got so triggered, Shem, when she said that. I don't know if it's a publicity stunt or whatever, but there was a point where her voice was like breaking, and I felt it so much, because I became so triggered, where I was like, there's a season where one is vulnerable, where one is expressing, you know what, I don't need you to mess up, not this time. I need you to hold things down, because this time I can't even think for myself. This time I'm feeling insecure because I don't have certain ducks in a row. Please. And then that someone decides, you know what, this is the one time that I'm going to show you. This is the one time that I'm going to abandon you. This is the one time that I'm going to ill-treat you, And when she said, after all that I've done for you, yo, guys, because at times we do so much for people, and because it's in us, it's innate for a woman to be a nurturer. And I read somewhere where someone was saying, I think it was a psychologist or something, that was saying that we tend to, we women tend to cater to the boy. That's why the men these days there's too many grown boys, because we find ourselves nurturing the boy inside, instead of stirring up the man. When a man is crying, we just want to find out how they are feeling and all of those things. Oh, I'm so sorry. And then the boy in turn, because he's treated like a boy, even when he's going through things, he will throw tantrums like a little boy, instead of getting to a point where you need to balance and say, you know what, yes, I understand you are going through something. Yes, you are crying, it hurts right now, but get up, So we rarely speak to the man, and we cater too much to the boy, and then we find ourselves in trouble because in certain moments you need the man to step up, and the man doesn't show up, and the man doesn't know what to do. And especially people obviously that did not grow up with present fathers and all of that, that don't have really the masculine energy or the side of how to deal with things. And tigers don't cry. Sometimes I think, yes, we feel like we need to be a vulnerable nation or a vulnerable world and whatever society, but those little important things where tigers don't cry, if we can balance it out, it's okay, you cry, but at the same time you need to get things going. You can't be sitting down like a woman that's crying and wailing and all of those things. At some point you need to be like, okay, cool, I need to make a plan. But it feels like these days we've got too many grown boys, and they really don't know what to do because maybe we have enabled them and we've not held them accountable for anything. Instead, we've just been coddling them, and yeah, we've just been raising them because of our nature as well. So maybe there's that disconnect of women being mothers too much and not being partners, to a point where we make the boy become too comfortable. I don't know, because I think that's how things have been, and it's just been so heartbreaking. It's just been so heartbreaking, and I don't even know how we are going to fix it. But I'm just asking if maybe we can engage in a very respectful manner to say, guys, I think the problem here is this. I think women tend to do this. I think men tend to do this because I'm expressing what I see. I'm expressing what is going on around me. I'm expressing the many breakups that I'm witnessing and the many divorces that I'm witnessing in my personal space. And also, obviously, what is happening out there. So, I don't know. That's why I'm like, you know what? I think at this point, if you're a woman, maybe just pump your brakes if you want to date, and just ask yourself if you figured yourself out enough also to understand the man and the boy and how you're going to treat your relationships. Because it's nice when you are being this therapist to this little boy, but it's not nice when you want to grow with someone. It's not nice when you want to build with someone and that person really doesn't have the tools because he's always been babied and he doesn't know how to act. It's exhausting, guys. It's exhausting. We are living in a very strange society. Sometimes I have those expectations of like the old school thing where I feel like certain things are working and we want to do away with everything, and instead of maybe taking certain things and qualities that are working, and also biblically where we see the patriarch and the matriarch and all of those things. But now it's like, we want to cancel it all, and then we end up with, I'm sorry, sissies and babies, and we are not building, and then we become the strong woman. We are not allowed to cry. We are not allowed to break down. We are not allowed to be depressed because we now have to cater for the household, and allow the men to be depressed, allow the men to cry, allow the men to be softies, and it's just, it's exhausting. I think we just need to get back to the natural order of things, and we need to hold people accountable, and we need to hold each other accountable, and just get back to the natural order of things, because wow, we need to get it together. We need to get it together. We need to get it together. Like, there's a time where I was just crying because there was a week where I was going through something, and my friends were going through something, and heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak, and I was just so torn. I was so torn. It's not even funny. So I think today I just decided to record because of that Cardi B thing, because I really felt there was a point in that video where I felt like her voice was just like so exhausted and so crying for help and crying for, please, please do something. Please don't make me a Popeye. Not right now. Please be supportive of me. I'm going through something. It's a season, just as much as I allow the seasons that you have, and I've been there for you. I've helped you build. So I think also this build a bear thing, we need to stop it, and maybe, I don't know, redirect our motherly nature. And I'm realizing now that maybe that's what I need to do as well. I need to, when I feel like being a mom outside of my children, I need to mother other children, the children or the elderly, because those are the ones that need that motherly, care, most importantly, and not the man that I'm trying to build it, not the man that I'm trying to, build legacy with, because no, it's not working. Anyway, I hope to hear from you guys in your comments, and yeah, whatever it is that you have to say. And let's just end this year with just that reflection. Let's just reflect a lot. Let's just reflect. It's a lot of things. Let's just reflect. And relationships are really a big deal that we take so light and we take for granted, because it changes the course of everything. Relationships changes the course of it. We've seen quotes that say the person you are choosing to marry, it will influence how you parent your children. Every course of your life, how you will eat, how you will take care of your mental space and your health, your wellness, everything will boil down to how we relationship. So right now, it seems like this boy to grown boy versus independent woman thing is not working. It's an imbalance, and it's just gonna make a lot of us cry, and be heartbroken, and not walk in our divine, feminine and masculine nature. And it's just what not God ordered. We are becoming the girls, the women that are sweating and toiling like Adam, and the men are becoming the ones that are in pain and crying and suffering and being the soft girls. That's no. Anyway, have a great evening. Bye.